way from New Jersey.
Yes, I did.
At least like a 3,000 mile away.
I came all the way from Spokane, Washington.
A long way from Miami, Florida.
I went from Queens, New York, Woodside, New York.
Actually, I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
From Phoenix.
I'm from Houston, Texas.
I've come from Arizona.
From San Francisco.
Tell me, how excited are you to be here?
I'm very excited. I'm really, really very proud of Victoria Marie because she moved here, she had a dream, she took a big gamble, risk, had a vision, made it happen. I think like her courage and perseverance and tenacity is something to like bow to.
Oh my God, it is just the ultimate.
I'm so excited. I think it's really going to change women and men's viewpoint on gray hair.
Really excited because a bunch of these women I do know and a bunch more I do not know, and I want to get to know because we're all on a mission and we're all brave and courageous women.
Beautiful time to be here with all these amazing, courageous and outrageous women.
Oh, I'm very excited. I'm so proud of Victoria to realize her dream.
I'm super excited. I get to meet all my Silver Sisters that I've been following on Facebook and Instagram, and I finally get a chance to see all of them, put the names with the faces. So I'm super stoked.
I think if you look around, it's all about attitude, and that's really what shines here when silver really gets to shine, and I'm enjoying that.
So first, of course, I want to say thank you. And honestly, it takes a village. Everyone has been congratulating me, but there is no way I could have ever done this if it was not for you guys. Because you guys are what made this a reality, a possibility. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you. Thank you. The other thing I want to say quickly is for all of my industry people who are in the audience, go easy on us. Dave and I did this together, pretty much everything, every single aspect of the film, from the color to the music to the editing to the font selection, everything, we did it. And then the last thing I want to say is there are lots of us who have dreams. Don't sit on them. Go for it. Don't worry about how you're going to do it. Just keep that end result, the end vision in mind, and I promise you will get there. It took 5 years, and I naively thought, oh, I'll be done in a year. So go easy on us. This is not that big blockbuster production value. It's an independent film, and we did it all, and we had a zero budget. So I cannot thank you enough for being so supportive. And let's get the show on the road. Okay.
Loved it. I absolutely loved every second of it, every emotion, everything that happened, everything that the women were talking about are true. The experiences are real, and I finally feel like I've been heard. And so I love having the whole sisterhood of gray hair.
Wonderful, thank you.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. I was so proud to be a part of it. And Victoria, you just did a fantastic job. It is powerful. We are trailblazers, and I'm so proud.
Thank you so much.
That film, Victoria, great job. I loved it. I got very emotional too, but it was really good.
Thank you.
Thank you for that.
I thought it was very moving. I thought it was really inspirational. As a person who I color my hair. I was getting ready to come here today, and I knew that my roots were showing. And the freedom I felt of not having to put any root touch-up in was fantastic. I thought, I'm going to see a group of my people. Because I had seen the trailer online, and I admire what she's doing. This is really incredible movement, and you can tell she really struck a nerve with people. I really look forward to letting it go. I'm at 4 weeks now, and I'm going to keep going.
You go, girl.
Thank you.
I'm just glad I brought in some tissue. That's all I'm gonna say. I was moved to tears. It was amazing. I loved every bit of it, and the sass and the confidence. So I'm just so excited for everyone else to see this.
To be honest, it was absolutely inspirational. I say that as a man being inside there in a stadium full of women, and it's just, as everyone was saying, it's the freedom, the liberation, and everything that I'm hearing is, you know what, keep it, go for it. And that inner confidence that comes with it, and it's absolutely brilliant. Film just spoke boundaries.
I love the film. I'm usually alone and having my white hair, which I started going in my 20s. And so to be in this theater surrounded by other silver-haired sisters was very empowering. I feel really uplifted right now.
This is your opportunity to ask us whatever questions you want to ask. So ask away.
Thank you, Victoria and Dave. It's such a beautiful film, and I'm so stoked to be here today. Just curious, what were some of the challenges you guys encountered amidst this process, and how did you guys overcome them?
We don't got enough time to talk about all that. I shot every single thing in this documentary. No crew, just by myself. No AC, assistant camera, no sound engineer. I also did the audio too. So the big day that we had, the second day of photography for interviews and stuff, that day was a heavy day for me on my heart because my grandfather died that day. And I had to conduct interviews that day, and not tell Victoria because I didn't want her to bum her out or anything like that. So that day is...
It was rough.
It was rough, but we got through it, and that's kind of, the show must go on.
And all the locations that we use, which some were in the basement of my building where I live, and it was available to all the tenants. So if somebody came along and we just had to sit there and wait, or if the air came on, or
the last day of shooting, all the parts where Victoria's talking to the audience and the camera and everything like that was the last day of filming. We thought, this is going to be easy, just go down in the basement, and people were throwing a huge raging party while we were doing the interviews. It was the worst day of filming, which should have been the easiest. So that tells you something about filmmaking. Don't underestimate it.
Thank you for the diversity of the women. Yes.
That was a very big challenge. I want everyone to know I wanted as much diversity as possible, and that was one of the reasons it took so long. I kept putting out castings. I didn't get a lot of diverse women coming back at me. I almost had to, hunt women down who were not white to say, will you be in this film? Because I wanted it to be a film of diverse women. I didn't want it to be a film of white women. I wanted it to be a film of all women.
How did you find all the great women in the film?
I just put out these castings on mostly Facebook, and it all came together. And women wanted to tell their story. They wanted to be heard. They wanted people to know. And they did not want to be suppressed any longer and made to feel bad about having a choice that is so simple and so, why would people care what color a woman's hair is? Especially when you think about how gorgeous silver, gray, white can be. Why would that not be okay? It's too beautiful for it not to be okay. But really, it was women came to me very easily because they wanted to be heard.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to compliment you on how the film began, because I had no clue what I was coming to see. I was joining my girlfriend. Oh,
Oh, awesome.
We should be invited. So it piques my interest immediately.
Excellent.
Seeing these beautiful, gorgeous, sassy, confident women walking down the street. Awesome!
That whole sequence was an afterthought too. We did it one time with Victoria, and that's at the
very end where she's walking down and those two people see her. That was the first time we did it, and then Victoria had this sudden, idea like, let's have more women walking down Hollywood Boulevard, and we'll film them slow motion, and that'll be the beginning of the film, which worked out great. Awesome.
And let me say that all of that slow motion walking, nothing was planned. Everything you saw happened very authentically. There was nothing planned. And when I walked down and those people turned around and looked at me, they thought I was famous, actually. That's why they were, they were trying to figure out who I was. But I had no idea that had occurred until we got home and we watched it. And that Superman guy, when Lorraine Massey, that was completely there. It just happened all by accident.
No, that's Hollywood magic. Somebody was standing behind him with a fan.
And the way the red cape came out, that was just, let me tell you, that was some fairy dust, let me tell you.
Sir, you had a question up there? Yeah.
How far-reaching is this film?
Worldwide. I have had women from all over the world contact me daily, and still do to this day, wanting to know they can't come to here to today. How can they see it? So it is going to be, I am going to get it streaming. And the end goal is Netflix, but not right away. But it is worldwide. And let me say this to all of my non-gray, gorgeous girlfriends in the audience. Gray is not for everyone, and that is perfectly perfect. Gray is just a choice, and the whole point is that women should be able to just have that choice. If they don't want to go gray, beautiful. If they want to, beautiful.
Well, I flew here from Chicago. Woo! Because I've been waffling with my gray, and I'm going back to Chicago a badass.
Thank you.
Were there any role models in your family, your mother, your grandmother, that maybe offered you an inspiration to do this?
The best way to answer this is not directly. Like, I'm the grayest person in my family. Nobody else is as gray as me. But I remember as a child, I'm talking 6, 7, 8 years old, my mother would say, I can hear it in my head. Vicky, you can do whatever you want if you just put your mind to it. And that just stuck in my head.
DH, I see.
Did you realize when you watched your edits, Dave and you, without an audience, how much humor you actually edited into the film? The humor was such great timing and was unexpected for me.
Well, yeah, I did. I did because there was, when you first go at it, like with anything, like if anyone is, watches comedy or knows anyone that does stand-up or anything like that, you don't know if it's funny, if it's just funny to you. But I was so happy everyone was laughing at all the parts that they were supposed to.
I can so relate to the movie. I am on the 6th month of growing my...
Congratulations!
And I almost gave in so many times. But this movie gave me more strength and courage to become brave.
Oh, that's so fantastic.
As a 66-year-old man, I found every woman in there appealing. Not because of the color of the hair, but because
Victoria got you started on this path?
All right, that's a great question. And I have a great answer. So in the summer of 2013, I had dyed my hair for the last time about 6 months prior, and I had a little YouTube channel, which is still going. It's still little, but it was really little then. It had like 10 followers. So I talked about my gray hair and that the fact that I wasn't going to dye it anymore. And suddenly I was getting all of these comments and great feedback, and I was like, oh, this is so interesting. People care about my gray hair. Like, why? But I knew then that I had hit a nerve, and it was very evident that it needed more attention. At that time, though, I was preparing to move here. I was living on the East Coast, so I knew I couldn't do anything with it. I just knew that I had hit a nerve. Then I get here to LA to become an actress. But I realized a year into it what that really, the obstacles that I faced, and it was at that moment I decided I'm going to create my own content. And then it just popped into my head, oh, I'm going to create Gray is the New Blonde because so many people seemed interested. So that's how it kind of came to be. And I naively thought it was going to happen very quickly, and of course I learned 5 years later, no, it's not going to happen that quickly.
I kept reminding her that she wanted to go faster with the film. I'm like, it's not going to be, it's going to take a lot longer than you anticipate, trust me.
Right, and it did.
We're going up, straight to the top. We're going dancing on the top of the world. We're going up, straight to the top. We're going dancing on the top of the world. To the